Hello and welcome to Middle Age Muay Thai. My name is Paul Garrigan, and this week I thought I would try something a little bit different. I wanted to do video as well as audio, basically just because I want to try out my new camcorder. But if it's a success, I might do it again in the future, because I've already set up a special sort of YouTube channel for Middle Age Muay Thai. The only problem is where I live is quite near Sitsonpeenong Airport, so as you hear, there'll be regular airplanes flying overhead. So that might interfere with the sound quality, but I'll give it a try and we'll see how it goes. So basically what I want to talk about this week, I'm now a year today since I started Muay Thai, since I started going to Sitsongpeenong, and it's been a wonderful experience. It's been so much, it's given me so much more than I ever expected. As I sort of mentioned before, I lost martial arts in my teens. When I say I lost it, what I mean is, I got involved in alcohol, and that took over my life, and my martial art practice sort of fell away. But it was something I always sort of regretted. So when the opportunity came to do martial arts again, like I'm now sober again 5 years. When I say again, I mean I'm 5 years and that's it. I won't be drinking again ever. But when I sort of got sober, I saw it as an opportunity to get back my martial arts, because I always regretted losing it, and so that's what drove me to sort of start Muay Thai. And I was very hesitant in the beginning because I'm in my early, I'm 41 now, and it seemed like a very old age to be getting Muay Thai. But my experience has been, age hasn't really been a problem at all, and it's been one of the best decisions I ever made, and I've gotten so much more from it than just learning, how to fight or just getting physically fit. It's helped me in so many ways, like sort of mental strength. I'm mentally a lot stronger, than I was in the past. And there's also the thing, I sort of have more patience. I feel sort of able to sort of do much more. My limits. Because I think we don't really know what our limits are until we try to push them, and the problem is, most of us don't push them enough, and so we never ever find out what we're capable of. But the great thing about doing something like Muay Thai is you really learn what your limits are, and they're a lot higher than what I thought. I suspect other people's limits are a lot higher than what they think. So, that's been a great, that's a priceless sort of discovery. Because I started off the Muay Thai, I was just doing, I was going to Sitsonpeenong Gym once a week for private lessons, and that was fine. I got my fitness level up, and I learned some basic techniques. But it wasn't until was it 5 months ago, 5 months ago I think it was, that I went sort of full time. Well, not full time, but I started going to regular classes, and then I got to train with other people, and I really sort of got to find out a lot more about Muay Thai, because the private lessons were fine up to a point, but I think to get the most, you really have to be going to regular classes with other people. And the things that sort of worried me about the regular classes, that I was worried about my fitness and worried about feeling stupid in front of all these other young people. But it hasn't been like that at all. And one of the other things as well is there's other people my age training as well. Okay, they're not in the majority, but there are a few other people, and there are people older than me. I watched a YouTube video recently of a guy in his 60s doing Muay Thai, and he was doing great. He was kicking great. So there is no age limit to this, and that's something I've discovered. And and I just find, like, technique. I've learned a lot more technique. My technique and all has improved since going to regular classes. So that's something I'd recommend to anyone, basically. And the other thing as well is, I also sort of, then a few months ago I went full time. The sort of plan was to fight. That was my plan. But it still hasn't happened. I picked up too many injuries. But and so I went back to just training 3 or 4 times a week, because I just couldn't afford to stay full time all the time. If I wasn't going to be able to fight soon. Because I've also, the plan is for me to write a book about these experiences. I've already signed a contract, and so this book should hopefully be hopefully next year, and that'll be great. So and these are all sort of these are all wonderful things, and these have all come from Muay Thai. And and I just find I can see at the moment it's a bit difficult because I can't spar and I can't clinch because I've picked up some injuries. And the things I really need are the sparring and clinching, because I don't have enough experience. And you know, people have suggested a few things, like maybe wearing a body pad until my ribs get better. But I might look into that. But the thing is, I mean, I feel they are definitely getting better. So maybe this week or next week I'll be able to try doing a bit of clinching again. Of course, the other problem is now is that in my gym, because it's the sort of holiday season back in Europe, we're very, very busy at the moment. And so what they've done is Sitsongpeenong, they've put the lesson back to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, because I tend to go to the afternoon lessons now. But I can't turn up at 2 o'clock because I need to pick up my son and stuff from school. So I'm still going at 3 o'clock to train with the Thai fighters. But what this means is that I get a very rushed lesson, because by the time I get there, you know, the trainer's already been with about 2 other people and he's knackered. So I don't really get the full whack on the pads. And also everyone, I'm missing out on the clinching again and the sparring, because everyone else is, while I'm doing the pads, everyone else is doing their sparring and clinching. And this is likely to last for another 5 weeks until they quiet down again and they go back to 3 o'clock. So that's another thing that's going to interfere with my ability to spar and clinch. And I can't really fight until I get some more clinching and sparring experience. You know, it's not really possible. Although I've written a post about it on my blog. I was speaking to a guy recently, and he actually got in and fought with no sparring experience. He fought Muay Thai, or he fought kickboxing with no sparring experience and no clinching experience. He just got in and fought, and you know, he did quite well. He didn't win, but he said performed quite well, and he didn't get too injured. He didn't get injured really. So I mean, it's a possibility. It's not something I want to do, but you know, my plan is I do want to definitely fight this year, before the end of the year, for a number of reasons. And you know, like one is, you know, I want to get this book done, but also I mean, it's something I've been aiming for, and I want to do it. And if I keep on postponing it, it'll go on forever. And as people have mentioned on my blog, you know, I learned so much more from fighting than I ever will from doing anything else. Like, you know, and it's only, you know, Muay Thai, you know, to really do Muay Thai you have to fight. And until you fight, you know, and there's no other way to learn it. The only way to experience it is to do it. Is to step into the ring. So, you know, I'm keen. I want to take things to the next level. And you know, I don't want to step into the ring knowing that I'm going to lose. You know, I want to go in there thinking I have a good chance of winning. And you know, I won't be able to go back to full-time training again because I just can't afford it. But you know, I'm going 3 or 4 times a week. I run every morning. So, you know, hopefully things will be fine. So I just thought I'd try this experiment today with the video. And to celebrate 1 year training Muay Thai at Sitsongpeenong. And speak to you soon. Don't forget that you can visit my website, middleagemuaythai.com, and I write regularly about Muay Thai there. You can follow my journey. And that's it for this week. Thank you very much.